Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Well, things are about ready to get really serious. I know we've thought that before at times, and things have in the past. They have gotten serious along the way, but I think we're about ready to see a massive turn for the worse. Today, Joe Biden says that we are at a global inflection point, and maybe one of the more honest things that he said. Of course, you know, his people and whoever's controlling him is kind of causing that, but still things are very serious. Joe Biden is expected to give an address to the nation. I believe it's 8 p.m. Eastern time. That will be from the Oval Office. It's likely that he will be announcing a ground war between Israel and Gaza, and who knows how much involvement we will be in that according to whatever he might say. But already today, there have been at least three attacks on U.S. bases in the Middle East, 2 in Syria, 1 in Iraq. These were drone and rocket fire attacks. At least one person was killed. They're saying that person had a heart attack due to the attacks. There's rumors that a second person was killed, but unsure of that. Missiles were fired from Yemen that were intercepted by a U.S. Navy ship. It's uncertain if those missiles were headed to Israel or if those missiles were headed to the ships that shot them down. But that's happening. A lot is going on with Russia and their movements. Iran and Iraq are moving people and missiles and all kinds of stuff around. Jordan, the king of Jordan has said that within hours, he suspects things will be changing drastically with Gaza, with troops being moved in from Israel. It looks like that tonight or tomorrow might be the day that the ground invasion starts. Oil has shot up. It's over $90 a barrel and it just keeps going up. Gold and silver have shot up. Stock market's down. Jerome Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve, had to be rushed out of a press conference speech because of protesters. The Senate has unanimously voted to support Israel and what it's doing. At the same time, there's money being sent to Palestine from our government. Russia sent 27 tons of supplies to Palestinians in Gaza. And there's word on the street that Iran and a few other countries have been getting weapons into Gaza for them. It's constant at this point. It's every few moments it seems that something is very big coming out in the news. One of the bigger things is the State Department today issued a global travel advisory for all Americans, and it's specifically in tomorrow. It says to be watchful starting today and tomorrow of any travel, of any potential acts of violence against American citizens. Israel has pulled its embassy people out of most of the embassies in the Middle East. It's most of the countries, including the United States, Germany, a lot of European countries, even Middle Eastern countries, are telling their citizens to get out of Lebanon immediately, period, now, right now. Oh, there's a lot going on, and I think it's getting pretty clear at this point that this is just, it's happening. And I don't think it's a matter of if it'll happen, it's when, and I think the when is probably within the next 24 to 48 hours, probably less. Now, what does that mean? We don't know how bad it's going to get. Will this go from just a very regional war between Israel and Gaza into a greater war? Well, it looks like Lebanon is probably already involved. I mean, there's definitely been things going. Lebanon claims that they've already taken out 10 Israeli tanks. People in Jordan and Iran and Iraq are trying to get to the Israeli border as best as they can. There's been a lot of fire bombings at Israeli embassies throughout the Middle East. It looks like it's real. It's go time. Now, I think the question for a lot of us is that It's not that what's going to happen over there, and we realize it's going to happen. It could be bloody. There could be a lot of casualties. It could be a lot of innocent casualties. Apparently, a Christian church was struck today in Gaza, supposedly, according to many reports, by the Israelis. I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just reporting things as it's coming out. But how bad is it going to be here? And I think that's the question. Well, this country, for some of you that's forgotten or maybe you're too young to really remember, has already experienced supposedly Middle Eastern terrorism attacks 20-some years ago. Would we see things like that, or would we see things that's even worse than that? Infrastructure taken out, multiple acts of violence and terroristic attacks throughout this country. I think it's very possible. The head of DHS and the head of DOJ has issued warnings that that there could be a very much an elevated risk of terrorist attacks in this country, and that people should be on guard. So I think number one, and I've been saying this for a couple of weeks now, you need to have your head on a swivel. Be watching your six. Be aware of where you're at in your surroundings. Don't go to places that restrict your movement or that could put you in a precarious situation. Just don't go there. Any place that you might think could be a good place for violence, don't go there. Stay at home as much as possible. I mean, that, to me, in my opinion, that's better. I don't like going anywhere. I'm totally a homebody. I'm fine with just riding out here till the end of time. But do your best to kind of stay away from things and places that could be violent. Continue stocking up, because as this worsens, there's a greater and greater chance of people here in the United States panicking. And when they panic, they go out and they buy, they go out and they do things, and then it makes it difficult to get the things that you need. We've already been seeing that in the last week or so with ammunition. It is drying up very, very rapidly, and the price is going up very quickly. Fuel is going up, so you better start stocking up, because it's probably going to be jumping at least 20 to 30 cents a gallon, maybe more, and I'm just speaking in the next few days. Be getting your plan ready. What are you going to do if violence does start happening? And if violence does happen in the United States, there will be a nationwide panic. There could be a lot of reaction to that, and there could be a lot of government reaction to that, which will end up restricting your movements and your freedoms. And so what is your plan for that? What is your plan if the violence is directly around you, and so you're actually in the firing line of the potential violence? Do you and your team, your tribe, your community have a plan for that? You probably should. This is not, I don't believe, a joke or drill, folks. I think that this is very serious, and it's very much going to happen. Will this end up being World War III? Can't tell you. I'm telling you this, that the feeling is pretty good that it will be, but I don't know. There's a lot of chess pieces being put into place right now between us and Russia and China and the Middle East that's definitely indicating that it's going that way. It doesn't mean that it will happen, but it's indicating that it will go that way. And if this war becomes a big global conflict, then things will rapidly change. They will be much substantially worse for us. And so we have to be prepared for that. This isn't a time to kind of do the, oh, nothing will happen. Well, stuff has happened, folks. A lot of stuff has happened in the last couple of weeks. A lot. So stop with this, oh, nothing will happen. This is a nothing burger. I see those comments often. Well, you're wrong. Stuff has happened. Things are happening. The stuff that's going on is not, it's not normal. This isn't what normally happens when these types of conflicts start to arise. We are seeing a very, very rapid movement towards a global conflict. We're seeing rapid movement that we will be involved as a United States government. We're seeing more and more indication that there will be more parties involved, not just Middle Eastern countries, but very possibly Russia, North Korea, even possibly China. We're watching it. And then, of course, the wild card right now is when will China move on Taiwan? We have to be serious, folks. I would suggest starting tonight, if you haven't done so recently, evaluate your situation, your gear, your preps, get things ready. If you are in a situation that you have to leave because you're not in a very safe situation now, you should be evaluating that plan, getting your gear ready, topping off on fuel, topping off, ammunition, medical supplies, food, things like that. Making sure batteries are charged. This is the normal drill that I give you often, but I do it because some people forget or didn't hear it the first 10 times. But doing this kind of stuff is very important right now because things are about to radically shift. And we don't really know fully yet of how this radical shift is going to directly affect us. I don't think it will be good regardless. I think it's going to be a very negative shift, and I believe it's very possible that we're going to watch this very rapidly move towards that great reset Agenda 2030. I think this is going to be a rapid propulsion into that. And so we need to get prepared and brace ourselves for this impact, because there's not really anything you or I can do to stop it or to change it, but there is stuff that you and I can do to prepare and to brace ourselves for it. So keep doing that. A lot could change between now and tomorrow morning. And so that's going to affect stock market, investments, gold, silver prices, fuel, especially right off the bat. If like I said, if things start happening here in the United States, I would say even just one thing happen here in the United States, and you're going to see at least a certain percentage of people rushing out and stocking up, which could deplete supplies. And if multiple things, or if they continue to happen, there will be more and more people just going into fear and panic mode. And then that's going to create major problems here in the United States. And then the reaction to it by the US government, local officials, potential emergency orders, lockdowns, martial law, all that stuff is all on the table. And we need to be ready for it. So be getting your houses in order, stocking up, communicating with your other MAG members. Be sure that you're doing that. Make sure your family knows what to do if things have to move quickly on your end. And get your houses in order. Prepare mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.